How's it going, guys? CrackedRack here, coming at you today looking like a high school-aged boy because I shaved my face. I thought I'd give my opinions on Kanye West today. Now, as per usual, understand that this is a temporary setup. I will be having much better production value very shortly. I've just been going through a transition period. Anyway, I know a lot of people are talking about Kanye West, so my opinion probably isn't that important or necessary, but ironically, I've actually always had strong opinions on Kanye West, because I've always found him very annoying, and I've been praying for many years that he would just go away. Far before his comments recently, and far before anyone even really knew he was so psychotic, Kanye West has always been a very strong presence in my life, and I've never enjoyed him or his presence. In fact, I'd argue his presence has been nothing but a direct detriment to my life. I don't hate him, or want anything bad to happen to him or his career, but I would not be sad at all if he just faded into obscurity forever and lost everything he had. So I'll get into his very recent racist comments, but before I do that, I gotta kinda describe my history of disliking Kanye, because I've disliked this guy for like 13 or 14 years. Since I was like 8 or 9 years old, I have not liked this guy. He's always given me a very bad vibe. Now, I'll give Kanye this. Some of his music is actually pretty damn good. Like, he has a song called Love Lockdown. I've always thought that was good. I've always thought Heartless was good. It's decent. Though most of the reason these songs are decent have nothing to do with Kanye West, but the producer who made it, but that's neither here nor now. I also don't care how good an artist's music is. That has no bearing on my opinion of them, because I'm not a teenager or someone who idolizes famous people. They're just regular old shitty people like me and you. They take dumps. They're probably super interpersonally exploitative in their families, just like most people tend to be. They're awful, just like us. They're absolutely awful. Anyway, my history of Kanye West hate started all the way back in probably 2010 or 2009. Like I said, I loved his song Love Lockdown, but he was really annoying because he was always in the news, egotistically calling himself a god and stuff, which is just stupid. I don't care how much money or power or success you have, or how many nice clothes you have, or how much validation you get from teenagers, or how much sex with cheap whores you happen to have. You're not a god. You're a stupid human being like the rest of us, whose heart is probably going to give out any day from all the fucking fast food and drugs he pumps into it. The first main reason I hated him was actually because he appropriated Daft Punk, who is one of the best EDM groups of all time. The literal reason I even make content now is because I was inspired to be creative by Daft Punk like 15 years ago. He appropriated them for a song that sounded like shit and was literally just completely sampling and ripping off Daft Punk, which I found annoying because, well, this is going to sound very asshole-ish of me, but as a huge Daft Punk snob with no life, I was very annoyed when kids at school talked like they knew Daft Punk and were open to a conversation about Daft Punk, only for me to try to have a passionate conversation with them about Daft Punk, and they knew nothing but the Kanye song. And then they would bully me subsequently for having passions. However, all of this bullshit was really easy to tolerate, and it wasn't an issue at all for me, and Kanye was just okay in my book. However, this changed around 2012. I really stopped liking him because he got together with Kim Kardashian, who I think is completely worthless as a person, as a celebrity. She offers nothing of value at all. I genuinely believe King Cobra JFS has more to offer the world than Kim Kardashian, and I honestly respect King Cobra more than Kim Kardashian. I wouldn't have cared or even thought about their relationship if they hadn't talked about it in the news every 5 seconds. They literally could not shut the hell up about their stupid relationship for years, and it was in the news everywhere. School was a miserable place to be because nobody wanted to talk about cool video games or girls they liked or movies or anything cool. I swear to God, for a good year, all they talked about was stupid Kanye West and stupid Kim Kardashian and how much they wanted to be like them. And by like 13-year-olds and 10-year-olds who shouldn't even know who these two people even are, but they seem to be their prime demographic. Anyways, they just wouldn't shut the hell up ever, and it was a complete nightmare. But it gets worse, because they had a child who they referred to as Northwest, which was clearly just them trying to have a special name for their child because their child's oh so special. I really dislike people like that because children who are subjected to this cruelty and abuse, let's call it like it is, will grow up being isolated and bullied and treated like crap, and they'll probably not even be functional adults. Please don't do that to your children. Do not make your child feel like a special snowflake, because then they'll end up like me, and trust me, you don't want me as your child. as fun as it may look. You should just name your kid something simple like Frank or Josh or Anna or Melanie, and let them be normal, and let them partake in trends, and don't shame them for wanting to be normal and do normal things, like is oh so popular to do now, especially in progressive areas like Oregon and Washington, which are just the worst places in the world in my opinion. Anyway, all of this, even the child abuse, was somewhat tolerable. However, in 2015, things got even worse, and this is when I really started hating Kanye West. Around this time, I was a sophomore in high school, and Kanye was like the biggest thing on the planet. And he started this awful clothing line, and I say awful because anyone with common sense would look at this garbage and say, wow, that looks like shit. It looks like something you'd find at Goodwill, which is fine, but he charges like $500 for a t-shirt. It's really gross. I had a decently wealthy family in high school, at least compared to a poor person, but I was bullied and outcasted because I did not have Yeezus or Kanye branded clothes. Everyone else had them and they looked like shit, like literally utter filth, and I was bullied for not wearing the filthy shit because it meant I didn't have money like the other kids. Now, joke's on them because they were bullying me for not wearing clothes that are now associated with anti-Semitism. You gotta love how things age. Anyway, my opinion on his recent comments, they're stupid. And I don't even think he believes what he's saying. Hating on Jewish people, by the way, is no different from, let's say you're a right-wing person. It's no different from a progressive or a liberal person hating on someone on the right. It's just as heinous and bad faith. I have just as little respect for Kanye West doing what he's doing as I would for, Anita Sarkeesian for being annoying. It's all the same shit, and he's just a loser at this point. Mark Zuckerberg genuinely has more swag than Kanye West right now. I'm not even being hyperbolic. Also, as someone who has had a psychotic episode before long ago, and who knows many psychotic people and knows deeply what a psychotic break is and how it operates, Kanye West is having a psychotic break. No doubt about it, and I don't think he's faking it at all. How do I know? Well, in his interviews, his words are just extremely disjointed and complicated, and they don't even feel faked. Kanye is faking psychosis. He would literally be an actor worthy of being in the next Dark Knight film. For example, he'll go on a rant about nonsense and draw some weird scribbles on a piece of paper, and then ask what he's doing. He'll show the piece of paper, and it has a penis on it or something, and he'll be like, I'm drawing happiness, and then you'll look at what he drew, and yeah, like I said, it's like a penis or something. Then he'll go on this long tangent about something that sounds rational, like his wife and, divorce. And then he'll just, midway through very energetically state some kind of word salad, such as, McDonald's creates food that kills people, or something weird. So overall, Kanye West is an annoyance and a public nuisance. He's been an annoyance to me for my whole life, and I'm sure there's many who feel the same. I'm not offended by his comments, I could care less, but he is an annoying idiot who I have no respect for, at all. Overall, I just really hope he goes away, gets mental health treatment, and has, a good life far away from the rest of us. He's annoying, materialistic, and constantly creates a generation of douchey children. He's narcissistic and embarrassing, which I know I'm one to talk about embarrassing, but good God, you don't see me making videos being like, I'm a god, I am literally the smartest person in the generation, I am the man of the people, I'm the man of empathy and people. Anyway, that's all for today, see ya.